All right, folks, welcome back to the Live at a Dollar Podcast Network. It is time, my favorite time of the week, folks. It is time for Radio and the Nose. It's time for a fantasy football show. Why? Because my fantasy football team's actually doing good this year, so I want to talk about it all the time now. But it is time to talk. We'll do observations, do all of our normal stuff. And my partner in crime, as always, is sitting next to me. He's excited for this week as well. We have something special we're going to do on the show today. We'll announce that in a second. Nosy, welcome back to the yard.
It is a lot better when your fantasy team is performing
100%.
When you host a fantasy show.
Correct. Versus
being in the dumpster and having to go through the pain. So I am going to say I do have access to Radio's fantasy leagues. He's doing quite well so far.
I am, right? Yes.
First place in multiple leagues is
in
good.
A couple different leagues. That's right. I'm very excited about that also. So, yes. It's fun. Fantasy football is fun in general, as always, but we will talk about a bunch of things here on the show today. We'll go through observations to start off, what we liked from last week, going forward into next week as well. Yes or no's, of course, like we do every single week. Cody puts the questions together. We ask him. I have a life question today as well. No hints on it. And then the nose pick of the week. Although this week we have something else special we're going to get into after observations.
Special. You're like really teasing it.
It is very special. It is something I like to do every once in a blue moon, usually by myself because it's whatever, and it's not what you think. It is actually a redraft. We're going to redraft the first round of fantasy football after 5 weeks of this season. I'm going to go through what the ADP was for the first 12. We have it here on the computer, what the first 12 picks should have been before the season started, and now where nose would be today. After 5 weeks, where we would draft those same 12 spots. So we'll get into that as well. Let's talk about last week and some of the performances. Last week started that quarterback position. Matt Stafford, another good week. This was a question I asked you last week here on the show. That was a personal question that I didn't tell you till afterwards. My three quarterbacks were Jared Goff, Baker Mayfield, and Matt Stafford. And I decided at that point, I'm going to bench either Goff or Baker, and I'm going to put in Matt Stafford. I just had a feeling last week. It kind of worked a little bit. 389, 3 touchdowns. We'll take that. What do you think of Matthew Stafford starting us off on Thursday Night Football last week?
Listen, the Rams offense, if they could give Matthew Stafford time,
right.
The question was, what does Davante Adams look like, and can Puka Nacua stay healthy?
Right.
Well, both are hitting at a high level right now. So this is a exciting offense. This is reminding me of the Rams in years past. Now, not as potent as Torrey Holt and Isaac Bruce with Marshall Faulk in the background, but we'll call it a poor man's one right now because Kyron Williams looked really good.
Right.
Outside of that unfortunate fumble, which is not fantasy related. Huge fantasy day. Davante Adams, big game, but Puka Nacua again,
number
week
one.
over week,
right.
Most targets, another double, 10 receptions, huge week for Nacua. Overall, the Rams offense is clicking, and you want to start, again, those four players. In a 2-quarterback league, Stafford for sure. In a 1-quarterback league, we're going to have to check on who those options are because truly, week in and week out, his numbers are going to be consistent. 389, 3 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns. That's not going to happen each week.
Right. I hope it does, but no,
I know you do.
Probably won't. Right.
Overall, though, I like having a piece of this Rams offense.
Yeah, very nice. And number 2 quarterback last week, stat-wise, 379, 2 touchdowns. Baker Mayfield, another big one from him. 342 and 2 touchdowns from Mac Jones. And then Sam Darnold, 341 with 4 touchdowns. Wow.
Yeah, man. Darnold is really like all of a sudden he's coming from Minnesota and he was good. He had Justin Jefferson. He had Jordan Addison. Right. But, now all of a sudden he goes to Seattle. What does it look like? It looks like Sam Darnold is a good NFL quarterback.
Scary to say.
Like. Right. But we're going to get into it as we do some material later on in the show. JSN is good. And these Ohio State wide receivers.
Shout out to Brian Hartline, by the way.
Right. Because we're going to get into Emeka.
Right.
Kabuka, number 2 wide receiver in fantasy right now. He is good. Yeah, those are really, really good wide receivers. But going back to Darnold, JSN is being, is that evolution where Darnold is going to hit him. And those stats are going to be pretty consistent week in, week out because of how good that wide receiver core is. Right. Young and exciting, if you would.
Yeah, they're really good. It's really fun to watch on that as well. Running backs, this top 5 list from last week, not necessarily what I would have guessed at any point, either before the season or even before the week started at that point as well. Dolphin Killer, 206 yards. Uncle Rico. Dowdle, was that his last name? Dowdle?
I mean, you just laid on it. I could throw a quarterback.
Right, Uncle Rico.
Uncle Rico.
Was sick. That's a new name for him because I can't say his last name. He's Uncle Rico.
He's Uncle Rico.
Yeah, 200 yards and a touchdown. Dowdle.
Really big game.
Yep.
Shows how really bad the Dolphins' rush defense is.
So bad.
So bad.
Yep.
It was an embarrassment.
Yes,
Like,
it was.
Wow.
Yep.
So we're going to start Puerto Rico in many leagues right now, but we're going
Puerto
to.
Rico's much better.
I mean, we could do a lot of things.
I like that.
I
That's
like
good.
Uncle Rico way
Uncle
more.
Rico's good, yeah.
Man, back in '82. Oh God.
Third mile.
That defense is bad. So
Yeah.
what we're looking for right now in general, like the Baltimore Ravens, right, the Dallas Cowboys, the Miami Dolphins, we're looking at starting players that are going against those defense. If we need tiebreakers
Right.
on who we're starting or not, we're looking at bad defenses right now, and we got a few, and we'll go over that as well throughout the show.
Javonte Williams, another one, 135 and a touchdown also. The
I-
resurrection of Javonte Williams.
I'm going to say that, again, I didn't believe in it.
Not me either.
But what I did believe was quite a few years ago, I loved him coming out of Carolina, going to Denver, and it's all of a sudden really showing right now for Dallas. He is a top 5 running back. We are now through, 5 weeks?
Right, we're in week 6.
So we are at a point where we have to start understanding that we are 34% through the fantasy season.
Good math.
This is real.
Yeah.
Javonte Williams right now is obviously a very must start.
Right.
And he's right now the difference maker. If you have Javonte Williams on your team right now, you're probably doing pretty good, because those are the difference makers, the guys that you get in round 7, round 8, that are giving you first round production. Those are the teams that are absolutely elevating and are going to be really good. So Javonte Williams, fantasy owners, well done. That's a
Yeah,
good job.
seriously.
You went out there, you grabbed him, and you've earned a very big ticket on there.
Brees Hall, 113, also 113 yards rushing. Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt.
Bill
Merritt, 111 yards and 2 teeters. And then Judkins, 110 yards also. This is fun to see this, right? You called it.
Judkins is my guy.
Right.
Right now,
Judkins,
guys,
I call him Judkins. Right.
whatever you want to call
Yeah,
him,
yeah.
if you have an ability to trade for that guy, go get him right
Yeah.
now. It might be a little too late, but this is it. They're going to run the ball, especially with Dylan Gabriel right now and or Shador. It doesn't matter who's going to be there. I'm looking at 20-plus rushes a game. This guy has got breakaway talent. We saw it at Ohio State. God, we're talking a lot about Ohio State. And I really, really, really like him. Who was the fourth, though, on that list that you just had mentioned?
It was Bill Merritt was on there also, and then
So
Brees Hall.
Bill has now turned into a must start for me now
Right.
on each week. Most yards per gain on the yard by any running back right now in the league. He has no competition at this
Right.
point. Ron Eckler is gone. Rodriguez is a backup. McNichols is a backup. Bill, get him in your lineup. Another guy that we talked a lot about. Took him a few weeks to get to where we wanted him.
Right.
But I own that guy everywhere, and I'm finding a spot for him this week to start.
It's really fun seeing these running backs, especially not no names, because Uncle Rico, guys like this, they're in the league, but these are the guys each week.
It usually
leading.
happens
It's
at the
nice.
running back position,
Right.
not the wide receiver
I agree.
position.
Right, 100%.
There's always a few of those guys that
Right.
come in out of nowhere. And yes, Rico Dowdle, at least if he's given as long as Chubba Hubb is out and he's got a good matchup, but we're not expecting him to go over 200 plus yards. Your muddy Miami Dolphin rush defense is what made that happen. Just let's keep everything a little bit. Let's not get too excited about Puerto Rico, aka Uncle Rico.
Right.
All right.
Dolphins defense so bad. So bad.
It's bad.
Wide receiver wise, we've mentioned him a couple times. Emeka, number 1 last week. 163 and a touchdown, 7 catches. Steph Diggs, welcome to the ball game as well. 10 catches, 146 yards, no touchdowns there. Kendrick Bourne, 10 for 142. And JSN, like you said, 8 for 132 and a touchdown. And Calvin Ridley,
Finally.
he plays in the NFL. I had no idea. I totally forgot. Even though he's on my fantasy team, I had no idea he still plays in the NFL. 5 for 131. Not bad there either.
So the big story, just like we were just discussing about someone like Javonte Williams being the guy that elevates your team, Abuka right now, okay, through 5 weeks, it's a match made in heaven.
Right.
Baker Mayfield's going to throw it, right? And with Mike Evans now currently out, and we
Right.
don't know when he's going to come back, this is awesome. So, again, if you drafted him, you have the number probably 2 wide receiver in your league. You're going
Right.
to start him each week. And if you're a Baker Mayfield owner, and I am across the board because I believe in the gunslinger, it's just a great situation for the Buccaneers, for football, to have this young star. And I know you drafted him, so you are extremely
right.
excited. Yeah, I believe in your league.
The big league here at the Yard. It was one of literally sitting next to Broch the whole time during that draft, and I just said to him, I go, There's only a few players I would really like to have on the team, and I feel like this is one of those guys.
And again, I'm assuming, I know, because I know you're doing very well in that league.
Right.
Because that's the type of player that when you draft him, and if you do okay,
Right.
even just okay in your first 3 or 4 picks before him, you are blowing
The number
up.
one pick. That's a first round guy. That's a guy that's putting up numbers like a Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase.
We'll see
would do, right?
we'll see if he made the top 12 list.
We're gonna have to redo the draft. Well done for that. Let's get. Actually, I'd like to get right into that right
You
now
will.
through observations. What I'd like to do with the nose right now is I'm gonna go over the ADP top 12 before the season started and give out what on 3 different websites what they would have done 1 through 12, which I'm sure happened in all the leagues out there, or majority of the leagues out there as well. Number 1 overall at that point, Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase was the number 1 overall ADP in most leagues. Bijan Robinson was number 2 in that. Saquon Barkley was 3. Gibbs was 4. Justin Jefferson 5. CeeDee Lamb 6. Ross St. Brown was 7. Malik Neighbors 8. Genti 9. McCaffrey 10. Derrick Henry 11. And Nico Collins 12. That was the ADP top 12 before the season started. In most leagues, when you're putting your cheat sheets together, that would probably be what your top 12 would look like, or more than likely what it looked like in your league. How much does that differentiate from what you have as your top 12 there? How many guys on that list, by the way, didn't make this top 12 here? Right.
We've never done this.
It's the first
But,
time.
but the
right.
kids asked for it.
Right.
So
Ty
we're
and
gonna
Kobe
give it
and
to
the
them.
boys asked
So
for it. So we're
Kobe,
gonna do it. Right.
I did this one for you. I never thought I'd do this, but I did it for you. And, you know, Kobe and I, over the last few weeks, have been saying, where would you take Jamar Chase?
Right.
Where would you take Justin Jefferson? I'm interested to see if they made the list or not.
Are we going to go from 12 to 1 or 1 to 12 here on your
I
list?
think that's a Kobe question.
Kobe, do we go 1 through 12 or do we go 12 through 1 and Nose's new draft list? Where do you want to go here?
I think we go 1 to 12.
I
Okay,
agree.
so start at
I was
1 and go
going
down.
to jump in because that's the right answer.
Right.
This is not like a reverse situation because people get lost in where
Well,
we
the
are.
right answer would be whatever I said, but let's go through 1 through 12. Right.
Look, I'm going to flat out tell you guys right now, in my redraft league, it's going to be controversial. Okay.
Okay.
I
Figured it would be.
It will be because
Right.
what I'm trying to do is project. I used, obviously certain players like Malik Neighbors. You have now been unfortunately eliminated.
Right. I think
from-
you have to take out anyone that's
Of
injured
course,
right now. 'Cause
yes.
You're not going to redraft
I will
him
tell you
now
right
for the
now,
rest of the season, right.
CD Lamb right now is not on my top 12
Right.
because right now, currently, we have to use the information as it stands
Right.
today. He has a high ankle sprain.
Right.
I left him off of it for
Okay.
now. So it's going to be a little combination of a lot of things, and there's going to be some serious surprises, including the first pick of the draft.
Well, the way you have to look at what Nose is about to do is if we drafted right this second, as you're watching this video, as you're listening to the audio on this podcast right now, if right now your draft was today after seeing the first 5 weeks of the NFL season, take the injured guys out, take anyone that's banged up out right now, what would be the 1 through 12 this second right now? Go. I'm excited to hear what your 12 is going to be, starting with the number 1 overall pick in our redraft league is?
Well, I'll say it right now. On the first show, I said if I had a magic ball and I would know that this player was going to play a full
Oh, I know where
slate
you're going.
of 17
Right.
games,
I know where
I
you're
would
going.
pick him number 1 overall. And I know it was not popular, but I'm going with it because he's healthy through 5 games right now, and his name is Christian McCaffrey out
Okay.
of San Francisco. Christian McCaffrey has quietly been a stud. He's a top 5 in most leagues right now, top 3 overall running back. His health is fine. It doesn't matter who's quarterback there. Mac Jones, it doesn't even matter Brock Purdy. As long as that guy stays healthy, he is going to bust out a lot of yards. And let me be even further than this. He hasn't had his best games at all yet. He's just been consistent.
Right.
75 on the ground, 60 in the air. That's what he does. Wait
Right.
until he breaks his 80-yard touchdowns, and it's going to happen.
The 2 touchdown game or the 3
He
touchdown
looks
game, right?
great. He hasn't even maxed out on his numbers. His numbers are going to get better. And again, as long as he stays healthy, and at this point, through 5 weeks, I'm taking the bet he's going to stay healthy. Christian McCaffrey is my number 1 overall pick in redraft leagues.
Mac Jones, Mac Truck, Mac Donalds, don't matter who it is, C-Mac, number 1 right there.
Number 1.
I've been working on that for a little bit since you said that. Good. All right, who's number 2 on your list now? C-Mac, number 1.
No controversy here. Bijan Robinson.
Yeah, that's
okay,
it.
look,
Easy.
he
Right.
could have been the first pick. He is as consistent as it comes. He's just coming off his bye week. For those who had him on a bye week and were able to get a win during that bye week. Those are the fantasy weeks that dreams are made of.
I'd like to thank Team Mussy for helping out last week when Bijan was on the
You
bye.
see how I set you up for that?
Yeah, it was really
I know
good,
what I'm
yeah,
doing. This
yeah.
ain't my first rodeo, bro.
I really appreciate that, boys.
Bijan Robinson is exactly what you drafted him. He's going to also be super consistent. He's going to catch the ball. He's going to find the end zone. He is the star of fantasy, but I have him number 2 right behind
The
Christian
crazy
McCaffrey.
part about Bijan also was, I think it was, obviously he was in the bye week, but the week before that, he had like 13 yards rushing, but he had 80 yards receiving. Like this is the kind of guy, this is the C-Mac territory where he doesn't necessarily be nice if he hit the end zone every single week, but it could be those weeks where he doesn't, where he still has 22 points for you because he caught 6 passes.
That's what he's been doing. He's
I love
going
it.
to
It's
find
great.
the end zone.
Right.
He
At
is
some point,
already
right.
fantastic,
Right.
but it's going to get better.
I know. I love
And
it.
that's why he's number 1, because I also had to back up what I stated on our very first show here, because, he's had a few years of
Right.
extreme issues with health. Right now, though, he's healthy, so I'm going with him. Number 3 overall, again, maybe a little controversial. Maybe it's just real, guys. Jonathan Taylor
Yeah.
is really legitimate. Like, he was about a few years ago the number 1 running back
Easy.
in fantasy.
Right.
Very similar to Christian McCaffrey. They've both been on the very top
Right.
of the list. But that offensive line, that offense, they're feeding him. The scoring of the touchdowns leading the NFL by
Right.
a ton. Jonathan Taylor is going to remain being this consistent, this good. This is the type of boring but amazingly effective player that you just want to be the staple of your team. I'm drafting him number 3 and then having fun with the rest of my draft.
I like it. All right. Number 4.
First wide receiver off the board, Puka Nacua.
Yeah, it has to be, right?
Yes.
I think Puka could have been 2 or 3 on your list.
Yes,
right?
yes.
I mean,
No,
Yeah.
I know you were waiting for it, but I value so much still. Maybe it's the gray hair. Maybe it's just I'm smart at this and good at this. I value the running back position so much. To have that RB1 to me is vital. But Puka Nacua in a
Ugh.
full PPR league right now, no questions asked. I don't
Right.
have to tell you. His stats are right now are on basically a Cooper Cup level of 4 years ago when we've discussed that.
Wow.
We're talking about like
Historic.
historic
Right.
receptions, yards, and he's going to get those touchdowns. Puka Nacua is just simply the wide receiver 1 in the 4 spot, and I'm not looking back after
I
that.
wish I still had those notes so I could show Kobe. Kobe would be so proud of the work I did to find that
You
out.
did some really great work.
I went back
Like,
25 years in fantasy at every best wide receiver every year, and literally put it into a sheet and put it right next to that year for Cooper Kupp, and Cooper Kupp was the number 1 wide receiver
he
of fantasy in history of fantasy.
yes, he trumped
Randy
Jerry
Moss
Rice
year,
and the Randy
Jerry
Moss
Rice,
of the
right.
best years of their
Right.
career. But look, we're not going to get crazy, but it's funny that it is a Rams receiver,
Right, of
And
course.
and Puka Nacua is getting so many targets, and Stafford is playing so well right now that to me that is an easy just you pick him, set it and forget.
And you're good to go. Right. Number 5.
Jamar Gibbs.
Yeah.
He's still one of my favorite players. He right now currently is a top 10 running back, probably top 7 in most of your leagues, and I'm just taking him at number 5 and I'm moving on. No problems, no
Right.
questions asked. He went 3, 4, or 5 in most leagues, and I'm keeping him right there.
Number 6.
His teammate,
Oh.
Amon-Ra St. Brown. I think you had him overall at the ADP coming in at number 7.
He was, yep.
I got him at number 6.
Yep.
To me, there is no more consistent player. We've discussed it. He scores the touchdowns. He gets the receptions. He gets the yards. He's the best route runner in the game, maybe besides Devontae Adams. And overall, it's an easy, again, safe picks. What I like to do in the first round in a redraft in a league is not go out with that explosive, high upside guy.
Right.
I'm making sure I get a guy who's going to consistently
Consistent,
perform week
right.
in and week out. It's a little fun to do it now when we are, 5 weeks in and based on the
A
consistency.
little easier, right?
But I'm gonna change it up on the next pick for you.
All right, so far, by the way, you had C-Mac number 1. C-Mac on this list was 10 before the season started. Bijan was 2. We have him in the same position. Johnny Taylor, by the way, I have to go really far down this list to tell you where Johnny Taylor's 21. You have him at 3. Puka Nacua was at 13, I believe, just out of that 12. Jahmyr Gibbs was right there at 4, so he's close to where you were. Amon-Ra St. Brown was at 7, you had at 6. And now we're at number 7 on your list, who was 3
Right.
in the ADP list before.
So far, one of I wouldn't call it the biggest disappointments because of a few big touchdowns, but right now Saquon Barkley has been underperforming for Saquon Barkley, who I had as the number 1 overall pick coming into this. And I have so far it's been a bit of a miss.
Right.
Now that long, touchdown, I have multiple leagues with bonuses for longer touchdowns. So the reception out of the backfield on that swing pass
helps.
was helpful.
Yeah.
But overall, they haven't let him cook yet, or it just hasn't clicked yet. I believe it will. That is still the best running back in the league, and I do believe it's going to click. Hopefully sooner than later.
Right,
But so
right.
much so, and how I told you how much I value the running back position, I do have him going 7th overall in a redraft league.
All right, number 8.
Okay, this is for you, Kobe. Number 8, Jamar Chase.
Okay.
Okay, so we have the news that Joe Flacco is coming to save the Jake Browning show. Look, last week, 6 touchdowns, 110 yards, 2 touchdowns with Jake Browning. This guy's just too good, and Joe Flacco's just a good thrower enough. He's going to throw the ball enough down the field
Right.
where Jamar is going to get his still. I still can't get him out of the top 12. I still think he's going to end up being overall a top 7 wide receiver with the ability of being a top 5 wide receiver.
Right.
He is still Jamar Chase. This is all about, can Joe Flacco have enough time? Can that offensive line, which has been
Offensive line is so bad.
it's bad.
Oof.
But this is a very special player.
Right.
So I have him 8th overall.
9th overall is
JSN. We discussed him already.
Top 9. Wow. I love it.
Yeah.
Good for JSN. I'm happy for
Listen,
that. Right?
JSN, let's not get too carried away. JSN was a 2nd round pick in most fantasy leagues with 12 teams, maybe an early 3rd round one. I'm not moving him up that crazy, but no, he is the new PPR superstar. He is a Amon-Ra St. Brown type of talent.
Right.
He's going to do this week in and week out. This is not going to just fall apart. This offense is based around, believe it or not, Darnold to JSN, right?
Crazy,
This has
right.
not been the Kenny Walker and Chardonnay show.
No.
So overall, in a PPR league, this is an absolute win, and I love him at 9.
Number 10.
Justin Jefferson.
Okay, finally made the list. I was wondering if he was going to make
He
the
makes
list.
the list. The targets each week in the 11 to 14 round, the absolute star that he is. Wentz was able to get him the ball
Right.
the last 2 weeks. When JJ comes back, there is no doubt that I am very comfortable with Justin Jefferson as my late first round draft pick,
Right.
where he is my wide receiver 1. I'll come back in the 2nd round with grab me an A chain or something like that, and I'm off to a great start.
11 and 12. I'm actually interested to hear who you have at these spots because these are spots that could be anybody at this point, right outside that top 13 to 14. I have 5 or 6 guys that I think would be here. I don't know who you got.
They're not easy choices.
Yeah.
This is when it gets a little,
Right.
it gets difficult, but we're here for it.
We're
here for tough choices.
That's what we're here for, folks.
Dude, I'm going with my running backs in both the 11 and the 12, and the 11 is Jimmy Cook. All right,
Yeah.
South Florida's finest. Dude, he is still scoring touchdowns at a high rate. Now, I know last week was his one off game,
Right.
but overall, James Cook, as the weather gets colder, they're going to continually run him the ball, and he is going to get those rushes, and he's going to get those rushing touchdowns. He's going to be a top 5 scoring touchdown leader in the NFL in running backs and wide receivers by the end of the year. He deserves that consistency. He deserves that 11 pick. Jimmy Cook, really, really, I didn't necessarily know what it would look like this year, but he has backed up last year's stats, and he looks great.
And the crazy part is normally after a guy does get that deal, does get that massive contract, there is a little bit of a drop off after that, at least in the beginning.
He looks great.
He looks better. He looks better.
He just
Right.
rips yards.
Yep.
And when you
Finds
get
the
to,
end zone.
right, and when you get to play some beaten up teams like your Dolphins a few times a year, like the Jets, who are right now just a beaten squad a few times a year.
Eat up.
James
up.
Cook's gonna eat
Right.
up.
Another shout out to Team Mussy for last week. We had Jimmy Cook on a bad week, and we still. Oh, sorry about that. All right, let's go to number 12. As you can tell, Kobe's part of Team Mussy, so there you go, right there. Number 12, last one here in the redraft.
I'm going Ashton Genty. I love him.
Okay.
I love what I've seen out of him. It's only to get better. The volume is legitimate. 2 weeks ago, like 21 rushes, 138 yards. Last week, they had a horrifying offensive week. This is when you know you got a stud. When basically at this point, Geno Smith is looking like he has to fight for his job this week. Ashton Genty, although doesn't find the end zone, still over 110 yards
Right.
total.
Still gets
That is a player that is going to be consistent from now on, and he has had a very good start for a running back. So Ashton Genty, you are making the final pick in a top 12 redraft. from the nose.
I like that. Nice little first time we've done that here, so I like that in a little redraft type situation. All right, let me give you the schedule for this week coming up here before we get to yes or no's, and then we'll have the nose pick of the week at the end of the program today. Philly and New York. Philly and the Giants on Thursday Night Football. Not a bad matchup there. Jackson Dart. What'd you think of Jackson Dart so far?
Not impressed.
No, not at all. Huh?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm actually concerned for Giants fans that this is a player that is looking to run first, or not to run first, but once his read's not there, he's taking off. That's not going to work after a few. He had a few nice little pickups. It's not going to work without Malik Neighbors. I know he has a really brutal schedule.
Yeah.
I don't like Jackson Dart for fantasy, and I'm concerned overall about the offense for the Giants.
Okay. Early game on Sunday morning, by the way, from London. The Denver Broncos and the New York Jets take over. This should be a little bit of a snoozer. Arizona and Indianapolis at 1 p.m. The Chargers are here in Miami for a 1 p.m. game. Justin Herbert versus Tua. New England and New Orleans, that's at 1 p.m. as well. Cleveland, Pittsburgh, that is at 1 p.m. Dallas, Carolina. Seattle, Jacksonville, and the last one, the Rams and the most underachieving team in the league, the Baltimore Ravens, there at that point. 4 o'clock slate, Tennessee and Vegas, Cincy, Green Bay, San Francisco and Tampa Bay. Sunday Night Football is a nice one. Detroit and Kansas City. That is going to be a nice one. And then we have a double.
What's the record of Kansas City if they lose?
What are they right now, Kobe? Kansas City? They'd be 2-4.
I asked because I knew the answer. Do you believe that we're in a situation in the AFC where the Bengals are dying?
Right.
Okay, Joe Burrow. You got Pat Mahomes at 2-3 going against Jared Goff. That could be a 2-4 situation.
Right.
And then let's not discuss that the Ravens defenses are not going to allow them to make the NFL playoffs. This is a clear path for Josh Allen. Let's see if they choke or not choke. But all these Duval guys over here, they must be feeling a little hope as well.
Oh, man.
Dude, I saw those video on the backyard.
There is a buzz in this
I
building
want to party
right now.
with you guys.
Right.
Yeah.
In the buzz room.
What do you call it? The slip six?
God, even Zach, who likes
the slip six.
Zach, who likes to run in here during the middle of live podcasts. He took his shirt off after the game. It was pretty crazy. Monday night, by the way, a 7:15 and an 8:15 game. Once again, the early one, Buffalo and Atlanta. It's actually probably a decent game there. And then Chicago, Washington, Caleb and Jaden in the 8:15
exciting
matchup. Yeah,
I like that.
That's a good one.
And I expect there to be some high scoring offense. I'm looking for the Bears again to keep up the momentum. I think Ben Johnson has something going on there. Let's keep an eye on it. Odunze is a really special player. So I'm really excited to see if they could continue that success on offense because the last few years have been really hard to watch.
It's been rough. It's been tough. It'll be fun to see what these young teams, young quarterbacks, if they could keep it all together or not. All right. Time for yes or no's. We're going to get to yes or no's right now, and then we'll get to the nose pick of the week, and we'll call it a day here on the show. We'll start with a couple questions here, fantasy football-wise. I told Kobe the secret to this is I always say there's 9 or 10 questions. Sometimes there's 6. Sometimes there's 14. You never know, but I like to say 9 at this point.
Nothing we can't handle.
Nothing we can't handle. I have no idea how many questions Kobe read out this week. I let him handle it now with the brain trust in the back to get these all out here. I will have a life question here for number 10. It is regarding food today as well. Both of you will be on the docket.
It's normally
for food
about
this week.
food. It's like,
right. It's another food question
God, it's
this
always
week.
on your mind.
Yeah, I'm starving.
Dude,
Are you hungry? I'm hungry. Kobe, what do we got to eat in this place? No. Kobe either?
Can we bring in some butter burgers or something right now? Some cheese curds? Get some.
You trying to get a Culver's sponsorship today? We already got a Huey Magoo's one for you, don't we?
We do.
Right.
Huey Magoo's.
Right.
Oh, fantastic.
So good. The filet of chicken tenders. Cut that. We need some free ones in there. All right, let's get to yes or no's right here. We will ask no's some questions here or that Kobe wrote out. A couple ones that I'm excited to hear the answers for at this point, including the first one. Yes or no's in a 2-quarterback league. Jackson Dart is a must start.
No's. We just went over that. Absolutely not, guys. Jackson Dart is a nice
Even
name.
in a 2-quarterback
he
league?
shows a lot of confidence.
Okay.
But I got this feeling. I'm on record. We have a podcast. I'm on the record by saying this isn't going to work out for the Giants.
Okay.
This is going to be a bad scene. Okay, it's my call, and I'm sticking with it.
All right. Question number 2. This one hurts me to the core a little bit also because I will give you a little sidebar before I even ask it. This person that I'm going to ask you about right here was part of a trade for me right before the week started, and I did not answer yes or no's to it, and then it was taken right off the slate. I'll let you know what it is for. Oh, you're gonna be really upset with me. Haskins is the answer over Vidal for the Hampton injury in L.A. Yes or no's?
Oh God. Crystal ball, flip a coin. Yes. No. Haskins has maybe the first opportunity is based on what we're reading. We do not know.
Right.
This is a hot hand situation. This is a Harbaugh who is going to do whatever the hell he wants. And let me tell you something. Fantasy owners are not going to get any hints to that.
Right.
So the overall answer is no. Don't worry.
Stay away from all.
No,
of
no,
it.
just
Right.
we don't know.
Right.
We do know that Omarion Hampton injury is brutal because he could have been very potentially in that top 12, that 11th, 12th range of how good he was looking. That is a brutal injury, but there will be some good running backs out of there. And maybe, just maybe, the biggest bust of the year, last week's conversation of Ladd McConkey might get more quick hits because they're going to have to, they're not going to rely on these two right now to do what Hampton and or what Najee Harris were supposed to do.
Right. The sidebar part of that is I got offered Justin Jefferson for Hampton, and I waited till the week was kind of played out, and then it was taken off the table.
You know what? I have no problem with that. You know what?
I thought Hampton would be RB1.
The fantasy gods have taken over. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
I
Still
wouldn't.
sad. Still
I'll
a
let
little
you
bit
know
sad.
if you choked. Yeah. No.
Yeah. Here's one that I'm interested to hear your Tyquan Thornton. It's a decent flex option this week. Yes or no's?
Sure. I mean, I'm not doing it.
Right.
Decent. I mean,
Right.
I'm going to say no's. I'm going to go no's because we're playing the game here.
Yes. Only answer yes or no's.
Thornton Mellon is one of those
Right.
players
That's
that
what I
is a
thought.
full-blown 3 or 4 targets, but they could be a good 3 to 4 targets.
Right.
He's the home run player right now.
But unless he gets a triple Lundy, we're not going to get a big one out of him. Come on, high five. I got that one. I got it.
Triple
There's
Lindy.
no chance. Did I say Lundy?
You did.
I was close. There's no
No.
chance Kobe knows what we're talking about.
0. Yeah.
Any idea at all? None. Son of, we're
Do you
so
know
old.
who Rodney Dangerfield is?
I've heard the name before.
I'm out.
If you're talking about movies, though, I'm not.
Back to school
Stop.
before it gets worse. Stop
Just
it.
stop.
Kobe, stop it. Kobe's eyes are so big in those glasses, by the way.
Dude.
I say that to him every morning when he walks in my room.
I've gotten worse.
He looks like Squints. You're
I
right.
got,
He
I,
squints.
I got dizzy
Right.
just looking at him.
Right.
Like, poor
I feel like he can see
fiance.
right through me in those glasses.
She does.
She does?
Any special requests from her, or
Did you say fiance? No, they're married. Did you say fiance?
it's going to always be fiance
Okay.
in my brain? I'm a romantic.
All right. I just don't want to get in any more trouble than he probably might get into. You know what I mean?
She likes it, huh?
She does like the glasses.
Hey, can you hold on, Cody? Can you go get those glasses and then get back into bed? I
Right.
like it.
Yeah. Take the contacts out or whatever. Like we don't need.
We all can believe for you, buddy. We all can believe.
All right. Next one. By the end of the season, the top player in fantasy will be Puka Nacua. Yes or no's?
No's. It's going to be Christian McCaffrey, but Puka Nacua is going to be a top 3 overall fantasy player as long as he stays healthy. The targets, everything. It's all beautiful.
He's so fun to watch.
He's
though.
good.
He's so fun
And,
to
and
watch.
you know what? He is fun to watch as well.
Yes, he's fun to watch. That offense is fun to watch in general, but Puka end arounds, all kinds of stuff. They
Fun.
use him all over the place, right? Top 3 fantasy quarterback right now in the league. It's Baker Mayfield. Yes or no's?
Yes.
Talk about fun to watch.
Come on.
He's so good.
Dude, you know how much shit I got by coming onto a show like this and being like, there's a top 4, 5, and then I put him in that.
5.5. You
Right.
called it right. I remember.
He is that good. And I'm super happy if you guys drafted him. I have him everywhere. He's a fantastic
too.
player to watch.
Right.
He's just, no matter what, I want him in my fantasy playoffs. I want that guy to be my dog to help me win it all. And he has all of the tools to do it.
His number 1 wide receiver right now is going to be a first-round pick next season. His name is Emeka Egbuka. Yes or no's?
Yes, let's hope so.
I
Now,
like
notice I
it.
didn't put him in the top 12 redraft league. I can't do that just
Not right
yet.
now. Okay, that's fine.
But if he keeps this thing going, his route running, his hands,
So good.
that offense, that quarterback, it's all in that direction going up, baby. It's beautiful.
Steph Diggs is a must start now. He found his form. Yes or no's?
Must start knows. Now, look, he was playing the Bills. Okay, that was personal that last game. He hasn't performed that well, but he is definitely a player as bye weeks are coming and injuries. Oh, I'm happy to start him, but I don't love the word must start. When you throw the mud must, it makes him a little bit better than I think he is.
Okay.
He's good. That offense sometimes is just going to run the ball. Sometimes they're not going to game plan to get him the ball as many times as he did on Monday Night Football. So overall, must start knows, but I like him on my team.
He's a top 3 fantasy tight end in the league right now, and his name is Jake Ferguson. Yes or no's?
You said right now?
Yeah.
I'm going to say yes, because right now CD Lamb is still out. Now, that could be a trick question.
That's fine.
Let's see what it looks like when
Good
CD
answer.
Lamb comes back. But right now, with Ferguson being the target monster, he is like 11, and then last week, then 10 the week before. 2 touchdowns last week in a tight end position right now. Top 3 overall.
Right.
Let me tell you something. The tight end position, if you had drafted early tight ends this year, you are not happy with your position. Brock Bowers, obviously a miss.
Right.
Kittle got hurt.
Right.
Now, McBride is around 7th overall. That's not good enough where he was drafted. And Laporta, again, worse than that, around 10th overall.
Right.
It's the guys like Ferguson. It's right now Waller has the
Waller. My God.
he has the ability of being
Right.
good. I know I'm forgetting one guy out there. Maybe Kobe could help me. But there's right now the top 3 or 4 players. The rookie for the Colts out of
Tyler
Penn State,
Warren.
Tyler
Yeah,
Warren.
yeah.
He's really looking good right now. So overall, the tight end position, if you waited on it, is looking real good.
Yeah, it is at this point. Yes or no's? We are not buying the Uncle Rico hype right now. Nope, not buying. Yeah, no's, right.
What we're buying is we're paying attention if we're gambling, if we like prop bets. Now, of course, the Vegas is smart enough to understand it. But if you are a running back going against the Miami Dolphins,
Must start.
yes,
Must start. Doesn't matter who it is at this point. I don't care if
No, we're not
I don't care if Kobe's starting. I start
Uncle
him right now.
Rico, we are entertaining starting him. We might be starting him this week. Good matchup for Carolina this week, so we're probably going to start him. But overall, we're not getting too worked up over it.
200-yard game. Doesn't happen a lot in the NFL. It's crazy. Genti has found his groove. He'll be a top 5 back at the end of the season, even on the Raiders in fantasy.
Yes, you saw
Yeah,
me jock him
yeah,
before.
yeah.
Look, I love the way he's playing. They're going to utilize him. You don't use a pick like that in the top 10 overall and not go crazy and use him. They need him. He looks the part. Big fan.
Last one here, football-wise, then we'll get to our life question after this regarding food, by the way, and regarding a certain food group,
I'm so hungry.
poultry. Poultry. I wanted to
Okay.
just use that word somehow.
We're talking about chicken?
Ding. All right, last one. Bench Trevion Henderson. Vrabel's got something against him. The more, what's his, Ramondre Stevenson? I don't even know how to say his first name. Fumbles, the more Kerry Stevenson's actually going to get at this point. Yes or no's?
Yes. I mean,
I know.
yes. What's going
It's
on?
actually a really fun
I'm
question.
not really
right?
understanding it because the talent is really there, but until we see it, you have to keep him on the bench. Unless you are super desperate in extreme injury and bye situations, Henderson cannot be trusted until he does it. That being said, I'm keeping him on my team. I'm not dropping him. He's going to be rostered. Eventually, you think it's going to happen. But man, I mean, Stevenson was terrible last week, but still fell through the end zone not once, but Utah gave me 2 times. So ultimately, Henderson is on the bench until he proves it otherwise.
All right. Last question here for yes or no's. This one answer will not be a answer where you say yes or no's. It'll actually be a multiple choice at this point. Kobe's will be involved in this one as well. I told you it's involving poultry. Yes, it is chicken. You are walking into somebody's watch party, and there are 4 plates on the table. You can only take one of the plates as your meal. One of them is going to have a piece of grilled chicken. One of them is going to have a piece of regular fried chicken, KFC, whatever you want to call it there. One's going to have chicken wings, and the other one's going to have chicken tenders on it. You're only allowed to pick up 1 plate. Which plate are you picking up? Kobe, I'm going to start with you first.
Wait. There's a lot before Kobe can answer.
Ask other
A
questions.
very vague question.
No,
Do I
really.
have dipping sauce as an opportunity?
Whatever else you want with any of that is fine.
I can throw
can
honey on things. I can make it a hot
Absolutely.
chicken. I can make it.
You're going to have 4 plates of chicken. You're going to pick up the chicken. You can do whatever you want. There's going to be side dishes. There's going
No,
to be
but can I
dippers.
get? Is there the fixins on the side?
Plenty of fixins.
Are you sure?
Plenty of fixins.
God, if he doesn't know that, Kobe doesn't know
Right.
fixins.
Right.
He doesn't.
You don't know fixins either. God damn it, Kobe.
I mean, Kenny Powers is in your
Kenny
time
Powers.
Oh, yeah. I've heard of Kenny Powers. I never
Oh,
watched any of
God.
it, so I don't watch
Just YouTube Fixins, and then you'll know it. And you have to spell it out like that.
I thought I did a great job.
You did.
Bringing out
Well done.
Stevie and the Fixins.
Fixins.
All right.
Fixins.
Now you could put
Kobe, you're walking into a watch party. Those are your 4 plates. You have to pick up one of those plates. You cannot trade after. You cannot pick up another plate later. You can get multiple plates of that, but you are there for a watch party. We're there to watch Sunday football, wherever it is, at the backyard, at Nose's house, whatever it is. Which plate are you picking up?
First off, I want to say, if you're eating grilled chicken at a watch party, you might as well just walk right back out of it.
First off, that's the right answer. Good. Well done by you there also. Grilled chicken is not the right answer.
Yeah, no
Right.
way. For me, I'm going chicken wings 100 out of 100 times. I think I'll probably go buffalo, lemon pepper. Those are my 2 top. But
Good choices.
no grilled chicken.
No grilled chicken. Well, the actual right answer to any of that is you could have just said there is no grilled chicken, and that would have been fine. But the way you answered the second part of that was masterful at that.
It's a
point.
great answer.
It is a
You
great
know what?
answer.
Are you dipping it? So you said a buffalo sauce.
said buffalo or
lemon pepper.
lemon
More of
pepper.
but that's more of a spice. So
Right.
are you a blue cheese or are you a ranch?
I'm a blue cheese guy. Probably an unpopular opinion, but I like blue cheese more over ranch.
I'm not unpopular with me.
No.
If it's a proper blue cheese, if they actually do a homemade blue cheese and they do it right, nothing better. But if you just get it out of some sauce like some Ken's blue cheese,
Oh man.
I mean, I like a Ken.
Ken's,
I like a
Ken's
creamy
honey mustard.
I like a
is-
creamy Caesar salad Ken, but I
Yeah,
don't like.
yeah.
I want my homemade chunky blue cheese. But that sorry to steal your thunder.
No. Go ahead.
So hungry.
I'm starving. What is your answer on that? If you said grilled chicken, get out of the room.
Okay, so you made it easy. The grilled chicken's out of the room.
Out of the room.
And I'm gonna take the
Are you a
chicken
tender
tenders
guy?
and I'm gonna throw them out of the room.
Okay.
Like I'm not my child.
I like where this
my,
is
my
going.
But here's where I want to go with this, right? Like,
Okay, I'm excited
I
to hear
mean-
this. Is it a chicken wing platter or is it a fried chicken platter for you?
can I know who is making my fried chicken? Is this KFC or am I like going to Gus's Fried Chicken in Memphis? And so like, I'm
What do
living.
we have access to here? That's what you have to say.
There's a Fran's fried chicken that's like really, really
Okay.
good. So for me, look what I'm doing. If it's a really good fried chicken,
Right.
I'm going dark meat, thighs and legs, fried chicken. I want it with the hot variety with a nice sprinkle of that honey. Now, I might have some serious problems in the bathroom later that night.
Right.
I'm talking about real issues. But that's private. What is important right now?
Nothing's private in this room.
No, it's really not.
We're not.
I'm
You told
going.
Kobe,
I'm
I mean,
going
not to,
with
you know, have
classic.
babies,
I'm
right?
going with classic fried chicken.
Okay.
And I'm taking the thighs, and I am going to go with the drizzle of the honey with the hot sauce, and I am going to town. And if I have a little ranch and a little blue cheese that I want to do a little dippy dip, so be it. It's my business. That is my pleasure.
Well, the correct answer to that was what Kobe said. It was the chicken wing. You did get the second part right. Like fried chicken would have been the number 2 answer on that board.
Feel good about that.
The only difference with me and Kobe is the fact, and you've been witness to that as well. My chicken wings need to be sweaty hot, like to the point where
You're impressive. We've done a hot wing contest before on the show in years past.
What was the
and
restaurant I went to? Shuck and Dive.
We
Where
went
the
to
guy made me sign the waiver before I ate the
Well,
wings.
that was
Right.
like with the hot ghost peppers.
Right.
And so he signs it. He has to put the gloves on.
Right. It was really fun. I want to bring Kobe to that. Right?
It was legit. He was okay. Now, no, don't get me wrong. He was, being a man.
I was
and all-
struggling a
no,
little
no,
bit,
No,
right.
you were sweating.
But I finished
No,
the
no, you-
12. What was it 10 or 12? That
You
I
were
put in there?
drenched
Yes.
in your own sweat.
Yes.
But you manned up.
I did it.
We had cameras.
did it.
You did it.
Ghost pepper, the hottest ghost pepper wings you could possibly get. I had them.
You did it.
I did.
Yeah, and so I back you up by stating you could handle your hot sauce.
Right. I also probably need a stalk of celery with that also, just to help out with the what was going on in my insides afterwards. You want to talk
Well,
about
that's another thing.
We'll talk about a
An
bathroom.
underappreciated chicken tender though.
Please.
PDQ is really underappreciated.
Never had it.
And,
Really?
But the Buffy blue sauce.
It's good. I've had it.
You
I've
like
had it.
blue cheese.
It's
I
good.
am loyal to the Huey Magoo's.
Right,
to
I
the,
know you
to the
are.
very end
Right,
of time,
right.
which is an incredible chicken tender,
The
and
filet
their sauce,
the filet of chicken.
and their
Right.
sauce is mint. It's a very, very simple yet delicious
Right.
meal.
Huey Magoo's is really good.
It is
Really
really good.
good.
It is really good. We're gonna have to try to get them as a sponsor of the show. On days like this when we're all sitting here starving talking about food. All right. Well, that kind of brings us to the end of the podcast today, which is a little bit of sadness for me because I know I love doing this with you two guys every week. But It also brings us to the most important part of our show, which is when Nose gives us the Nose pick of the week for week 6 of the NFL season. It's been pretty good so far. Last week's Nose pick of the week was, do you remember off the top of your head?
Cam Scattaboo.
That's right. And he obviously a little bit of struggle with the fumble, but otherwise, this is the
Good
guy.
game. Yeah.
He had a good game. So
Not
we'll
great.
take that. It was not a nosebleed, though. It wasn't necessarily nose candy, but it wasn't a nosebleed. It was kind of inching towards nose candy more than bleed. So we give you that one. We give you the W on that one as well, the pat on the back. But now in week 6, we need a new Nose pick of the week. And for week 6 of the NFL season, the Nose pick of the week is...
This offense is on fire, and we called out that the wide receiver on this team, the wide receiver 1 on this team, is the best wide receiver probably in the game right now. But we're not going with Puka Nacua. We're going with the old school, and he is back, and his route running is better than ever. Devontae Adams is the Nose pick of the week. He's going to have a better week than Puka Nacua. He's going to be a top 5 wide receiver this week. So if you are going on any of your DFS, your apps or whatever, over everything on Devontae Adams. He looks incredible. He has not taken that step back. I'm waiting for that DeAndre Hopkins moment where he takes that step back, where he's not as fast, where his route running is not as good. No, it has not happened to him yet. He is a dog out right now, like out there. He looks really, really good, hungry. That team is on the up, and that offense is on the up. Devontae Adams, I'm not done with you yet. You are the Nose pick, week 6 of Player of the Week.
Wow, it's close.
I
You
almost
totally
blew it.
fumbled that one up at the end. Jesus Christ.
You're the radio guy.
No,
I'm just a talent.
Let me tell you, you are the talent. You are the 100% of the talent in this room. You are. Take your bow. You're good for that. All right, that's going to do it for us. Radio on the Nose, week 6 is in the books. Always a big thank you to our number one guy in charge, as Kobe in the back, the guy in charge of the Live at a Dollar podcast network. I'm just the voice and face, I guess, of this network, which is not good for
You're beautiful.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I got a manicure also, by the way,
You did.
because I'm, like a hand model now.
You are a hand
I'm like
model.
a hand model. I
Oh
know.
my God.
Someone said that to me the other day.
David
and I was like-
Duchovny.
I am like I was.
You
like,
and
in
David
front of the
Duchovny.
camera,
That's
I was
another
like,
thing. We need Kobe to just. That's Zoolander for those who are. I'm going.
I know,
He had
I
a
know.
beautiful hand model.
Don't do it. He
Yeah.
doesn't know. He doesn't.
He
know.
doesn't get it.
The fixins part really hurt me.
That was pretty good.
It was
I could-
so good by you and such a fumble by Kobe.
Fixins.
Jesus.
God.
I haven't said Jesus as much in a long time. It's happened a lot today. All right. So for Kobe in the back and for the Nose himself, the talent here on the show, I Am Radio. This has been another edition of Radio's Yard. It's Radio and the Nose Fantasy Football, Week 6. We'll see you again next week. We'd like you to subscribe, to like, to make sure that you're listening not just to the audio, but watching our videos as well, so you can see exactly what our talent looks like here on the show, Nose himself. But we thank you for your support. We want to make sure that you tell your friends, your enemies, everyone, even the neighbor you don't like, about our podcast network and, of course, about our podcast here today, Radio and the Nose. We'll see you again next week for Week 7. Again, for Kobe, for the Nose, I Am Radio, with another edition here on the Live at a Dollar Podcast Network.